And we are back with the Bakersfield Underground, the bug. And you just heard our broski Krathel here with No Lie. What is going on, broski?
How we doing?
Hell yeah, that's what's up right there. You brought a special guest along as well. Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. The second half of the Krathel project, Time Zone.
What's going on?
What is going on? It's a pleasure to have you guys over here.
Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure being here.
And one of the things that I noticed is that you guys brought some drinks, man. So you know what that means, right, Cadillac?
Yes.
What does that mean? We got to play the theme song and stuff? There you go. Every time we have some drinks, the drinks have their own theme song, bro. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay of Modelo.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out to Krathel. Brought in the Modelos. You can never go wrong with Modelos and stuff. You know what I mean? So you brought it to the right show over here and stuff, man. Hell yeah. All right, Krathel, can you let everybody know where we can find you on social media? If you have a YouTube channel, here, let me lower this right
everything is super easy. It's Krathel, Krathel. Just my first name. You can Google it, first name basis.
He's the only one out there.
Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud even, Twitter, Krathel. Krathel.
There's a YouTube channel also, or anything like that?
There is, but also like my YouTube channel is the same one that I've had since like high school.
All right.
So you'll see everything from me being 15 years old,
that's
playing
dope.
the guitar and singing and playing the piano and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
With my friends, to me going to concerts and then me dropping like my music on.
So you
like,
get a little bit of
everything
behind the scenes,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get the music and everything. Hell
history.
yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up right there, man.
Yeah.
He's right. I said, what music? That's all he did.
Yeah, it's all music. It's all music that I
For
do.
real. Where can we find you on social media as well?
Everything pretty much XTMZNX. The only thing is Twitter. Twitter, you can find me at GD Wheaties. If you ask me about that, I'll tell you about that later. I'll tell you about that later. Rest in peace, Seti Boo.
There you go. R.I.P., man. Hell yeah. That's what's up right there, man. So, okay, Krathel, we met over here at the Toy Drive, right? That was the first time that I've actually seen you perform live on several venues and stuff. But you were busy performing. I wasn't going to bother anybody. I was probably drunk and shit.
Say hi.
But yeah, we met at the Toy Drive and stuff. You know, there was a lot of people there, and I spotted you on the crowd. I was like, oh shit, is that Krathel over there?
Yeah.
Let's bring him on the show and stuff.
No,
So
I was surprised that you knew who I was. So that was really cool.
Yeah, there were several people that you were there with that I recognized and stuff, but you were one of them. I said, hey man, come over here. Do you want to come and talk for a little bit? So you briefly spoke about like the holidays. We didn't get into your story and stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm happy that you're here because you have a lot of music out there, and it's a lot of good music and stuff. A lot of production went into this to these albums. You got multiple albums. You have some collab project also and stuff. You know, you got a lot of stuff out there. But before we get to the music and stuff, let's get to know Krathel. Okay, I want to know the man behind all this music, behind all these. Like, I'm a big drinker, bro. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
And a lot of your music,
I respect that.
A lot of your music, I respect that. A lot of your music has to do with drinking and stuff. And man, I was just vibing out to this music. I'm like, man, I want to get to know Krathel and stuff. And I'm pretty sure our audience members too, they want to know the story behind this artist and stuff. So tell me, man, how long have you been doing music?
Yeah, so I've really been doing music, I mean, recording wise since about 16, 17. Just decided one day, like, hey, I really love music. I sing, I play these instruments. I really want to find out how I can record my own songs. It's really how it started. Just the idea that I love melodies. I was already producing without knowing it when I was like really young, like 7, 8 years old. My dad brought home one of those keyboards that you plug into a wall.
Oh, yeah.
I figured out that you could press
Casios.
record. Yeah, it was a Yamaha.
A Yamaha, right?
I forgot they make instruments too. But it was a little keyboard, and I realized that you could press record and set a metronome to it. And I started playing these keys, and I was in band, right? So I started playing the saxophone when I was like 9.
Wow.
Started singing when I was like 6, 7 at the church for the first time.
It always starts in church, man.
My Sunday school teacher just heard me singing, and she's like, "Oh no, you're a really good singer." I'm like 6 or 7. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm just doing what I do.
Me and my squeaky voice. And
it really was. It really was. But it was just like a feeling, and so I just slowly just progressed from being a saxophone player and learning the piano by myself to then when I'm pressing record on there and then overlapping on it, I started doing the keys. And then I'm like, well, I'm in the band, so what do the trumpets do in the band? What do the saxophone? What do the flutes and the clarinets? And I started arranging songs and chords. Nice. But it was like not that I could stop and go whenever I wanted. It was like I press record and I have to play the whole song. Change the instrument, play the whole song again. And then I decided, I want drums on it. So I started live playing drums, tapping on the keyboard. And to this day, that's how I do my drums now.
Oh, really?
I do my drums live like that, and then I'll
Dude,
go
it
in
sounds
and
really
sequence
good.
it. Thank you.
Sounds very
Thank
good.
you.
Is it hard to learn like to learn how to play the saxophone? Because that's like not everybody can play that.
So with me, I think it was like 4th or 5th grade when I was at Shirley Lane Elementary. Charles Brady, rest in peace, came down the
R.I.P.,
street from
yeah.
Fairfax Middle School, brought a bunch of plastic recorders to us. And I started just messing with the little recorder and started playing songs by ear from the radio. And I've never played it before. I just knew that I played the piano a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I know how to play these songs with the piano. How can I make it sound good on this? The band director he took notice of it and said, I'll come back next week. I got something for you. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know. I'm 9 years old. He comes back the next week, brings me an alto saxophone. And he's like, here, try this. It's the same finger positions as that recorder that you did last week. Try this. Fell in love.
Oh, shit.
Fell in love. I just got into
That
like
is
the
dope.
jazziest music and just went full send into it. They started like basically transporting me from the elementary school to the middle school to go practice with the 8th graders. I'm in 5th grade.
Oh, that is dope. You're in there with your little fucking sax and
Yeah,
shit.
now,
That's
I
probably
was
taller than you.
Nervous as hell. Like, but we had this also, rest in peace to her too. But Princess, as this girl, she taught me how to play the saxophone.
Really? All right.
Yeah. So that was my start there, and then I was a sax player since that moment till I graduated high school. Haven't touched one since.
No
They're
way,
expensive. They're
man.
expensive.
They are expensive. So are you playing like jazz music? Is that the kind of stuff
so
that
I
you're
was
playing?
I was in the marching band, and we did concert band as well.
Oh,
so I'd be
okay.
on the football field doing the little shapes and shit.
That's
and
dope.
then during the concert season, we're doing like Pirates of the Caribbean and like Interstellar, just like movie soundtracks and stuff like that.
Hey, that's good to know though, because those are like arrangements music arrangements that
Exactly.
you don't get on everyday music and stuff. You know, man, what a good way to start it off. What kind of music did you grow up with listening to? What was around Krathel's house?
Around my house, all right. So I didn't have much besides like the romantic Spanish music.
Oh, like
first,
what? Luis Miguel? What did you have?
Yeah. Like, I can't even name them all. Like I can't even think of them right now. But it's just all that just traditional like romantic Spanish music that like you assume like Mexican parents would listen to.
Okay, so this came from your parents. So every time they would clean the house, they would have, they would have some Tigres del Norte playing and
Literally.
shit like that.
yeah, all that. So then around like
That's cool, man.
2001, 2002, I found my dad's stash of like music of like the naughty CDs, and it was just hard rap. Like it was just like the craziest shit that I've never heard before in my life. There was like LL Cool J, there was Houdini, those classic stuff like Rappers
hell
Delight.
yeah, some
I heard
good
Rappers
stuff, yeah.
Delight on a tape
On a tape.
that my dad
there you
had.
go.
That's where I got into like Too Short.
Oh, that just opened up a whole other. You're talking Too Short now.
Bro, just riding down Main Street in a 64 Chevy Nova bumping The Ghetto by Too Short at like 6, 7 years old and rapping every single bar to it, not knowing what it meant.
Yeah,
Those are,
that's
like,
a
core
dope ass
memories,
track.
core
Little bass
memories.
line on that thing.
Fire. Well, we had 218s in the back.
Oh,
and
hell
the
yeah.
tweeter's just bright as hell. So like we're just bumping all Main Street in Lamont. Just
Hell yeah.
those
So
are
okay,
Too
so
Short.
you're from Lamont.
I'm from Lamont. Yeah, we
That's
moved there when I was
fucking
like
cool.
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
but I'm
you're
an
pretty
Eastside
much
kid.
pretty much raised right there. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid and stuff, I had an older brother and stuff. And yeah, he would have those fucking he's always been into lowrider cars and stuff. So he had the hydraulics and shit with that big ass system. And I was always bumping, Too Short, Tupac, Snoop back in the day and stuff like that. Kind of like, what did you guys? You're from
Georgia.
From Georgia. What was Georgia boy over there? What were you guys bumping over there, man?
Man, we were bumping some of everything. Like it was like fast music. Like we were bumping like T.I., Outkast,
Some
Goody
heavy bass
Mob.
stuff right there.
Yeah, Goody Mob and some more of the other artists. So, man,
That's some heavy bass right there.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
But main thing we were really listening to was like MJG 8 Ball.
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
man,
that's the kind of music that they were bumping over, and that shit made it all the way over here too. And stuff. Yeah, that's fucking
travels,
dope.
yeah.
So you started performing live at a young age. Can you remember? Like, were you nervous the first time? Take us through the first time. Where was it at? How old were you? And everything, man.
Yeah, no. First time had to be 6, 7 years old at the church. It was just 3 of us. I remember it was all the kids from the Sunday classes. Sunday class was being taught by the preacher's daughter. She was like 16 at the time. She's the one that told me, "Oh, you can sing, you can sing." But I remember being up there and I hated it. I hated everything about it. Like there was just me and 2 other kids, and we're sitting there singing these worship songs. And obviously all the adults in there are like, "Oh my goodness, he sounds so good." And,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there like I was done. And then my mom asked me, "Oh, how do you feel?" And I'm like, why were they all looking at me? Like, why are they all just staring? I hated it. So I never touched anything like that again until honestly, like my senior year in high school.
Really?
I put off all of that. I even stopped singing because I didn't like people looking at me. And now that's all I want.
That's crazy.
That's literally all I want.
And
now.
that's like the part of it and stuff. I grew up in a church household, so they had me singing up there on stage too when I was little, man. I used to love it though. It was different. You know, I had my little tuxedo and she little fat kid over there with a tuxedo and shit.
Yeah.
That was me, man, rocking the stage over there, man. That's funny, man. It's funny how everybody looks at it different and stuff.
I think that's why I didn't like it though, because I wasn't given the option. I was just told,
me either,
sing,
man.
Just go. And I'm just like, I don't want to
you're
do
doing
this.
it.
You know, like I didn't get the chance to maybe mentally prepare as a child or something. I don't know. But then whenever it came around to senior year, I was like a scene kid, like my junior year. I was super into like progressive rock, super into like that screamo shit, emo music, early 2000 stuff.
Yeah.
I cut my hair senior year, glowed up a little bit, started bringing my guitar to school, and started playing like acoustic covers in the quad every single day.
Oh, that's dope,
I think we did like the talent show, me and a buddy, and then that was just it. After that, shows, any performance I could do anywhere, I was just addicted.
You had that drive, you know what I mean? And that's what everybody needs to have, you know, you want to get your music out there and stuff and get creative like that and stuff. At what point did you start writing your own music?
I wrote my first song at like 11, and it was a worship song.
A worship song, right?
Yeah.
As though, do you remember how it goes?
Not at all. Not at all.
He does.
He does. I know. He does. He sings it all the time.
My dad, we were on our way back from LA. He was getting like merchandise for his shop at some warehouse in LA, and on the ride back, I just told him like, "Hey, Dad, I just wrote this," and it was in my brain. Like I wrote it like staring out the window, and I sang it to him, and then he was freaking out and saying how amazing it was, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't," but that was the first song I know that I first wrote. I didn't start actually writing with purpose until about 15, 16.
All right.
That's when I started kind of like messing with rhymes too and like schemes, and then just diving into like the YouTube rabbit hole of rappers and what's considered real rap and what's considered corny and all that bullshit.
Yeah, putting it all together and stuff. Getting an idea of what goes, you know, through the music and stuff. That's dope right there, man. And you were pretty young. So, you know, during that, you said 15, 16?
Yeah.
During that time, you go through a lot of things in school, girls, you know, friends and all types of stuff. You know what I mean? That's pretty interesting. So after you write your first song, right? The one that had meaning, let's say, right? Because you wrote the worship one, but you say it was more for fun, I guess, just to get it out there and stuff.
I was just bored on a car ride.
All right. So
started writing. That was it.
So once you look at your first song, how did that make you feel, man? Like you put something out there that wasn't there before, that never existed, and now it's out there. And
that had to be because I was doing little recordings when I was in high school, and they were so bad. Like it was just me and a guitar. I didn't know how to plug the guitar in. That's fucked up. Like, okay, so here's the thing though. I didn't start recording music or thinking that it was a possibility until I met him. All right. So I met him through his cousin, him being time zone for the people that are not that are listening. I met him through his cousin Kyle. I met Kyle in kindergarten at Virginia Avenue back in like 1999. Let me age myself. And then we kind of disconnected a bit after junior high. He went to a different high school. A couple years later, he brought me back around. I found out he started rapping. I was singing as a hobby at the time. All right. Then I found out that he's in a hip hop group called Garage Island. And that consisted of K Moreno, Chan, Time Zone, and Andreas. Right. So they were all in this hip hop group together, and it was shout out to them. They're extremely talented, and I still work heavily with both to this day. So that's dope right too. There, hell yeah. But they were making like this crazy, weird electronic hip hop shit, and it was like the weirdest thing. Like if you heard it now, you'd probably hate it. But back in those days, like it was a moment, right? Yeah, it was just like a bunch of punk kids like doing whatever they wanted and like being creative and stuff.
I've heard some of those tracks.
Yeah, no, man. There's something. Yeah. Definitely no filter, which is also dope. It's just a way to create, you know, that's free. But seeing them do that made me realize, I could do that shit too. You know, I'm like, I could do that, sing, I could rap a little bit. Like I ended up going to get like a guitar. I went to Guitar Center, got like this bundle. It was like it had a Mac Mini and like an interface. I think it was like a really like a Focusrite or something, or M Audio, or even shittier version. And that's where I started recording. And I think I was just playing the guitar, open mic, like I wasn't plugging it in. So that's like my songs weren't even like on time. So it took a while for me to kind of like level it up to the point where now I was like comfortable putting it out. Because I don't think I put out an actual song that I fully produced, mixed, and mastered until I turned like 24, maybe.
2018 or 2019.
Maybe around there.
All right.
I think it was like New Phone Who Dis featuring Nashawn. That was the first song that I ever fully produced, mixed, mastered.
But you were still doing it though, you know what I mean? Which is good. The hardest thing is doing it, you know?
Because at that point, I believe I started already going to school in LA for this.
Okay, all the way out there and stuff,
To backtrack a little bit, I graduated high school, took a year off, worked. My first job was at McDonald's.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
My first job was at McDonald's. My mom got me the job. I remember the first time that I got my first paycheck, I looked at my mom and I cried and apologized to her. Because mind you, we did not grow up with money. We did not grow up with anything. Like there was a period where 18 months we didn't have running water, AC, or a heater, and we had to go to the canal across the street to get a bucket to use the restroom. Like that's how I grew up.
Yeah, you were going through it,
Either way, though, my mom's like, let me get you that PS2. Let me get you that Xbox 360, right? She was getting me all the shit that I wanted because like other kids had it, and she didn't want me to, be wanting something that I couldn't
shout
have.
out to all the parents out there for real, man.
Shout out to the parents that really make that shit happen for their kids, and it's a struggle. I got that first paycheck, worked 40 or 80 hours, whatever, the whole month, and I looked at it, and I'm like, this is what you make? Like, this is how you got me that shit? And I literally cried, and I apologized to my mom, like, I'm really, really sorry. Haven't had her pay for anything for me since. Like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, because you know what it's like to sweat for that amount of money. It probably wasn't when you were like, man, I'm gonna make a lot of money, but it really, you know what I mean? Once you get working and stuff.
I'm like, I just got yelled at for 8 hours and all week long and this and that, and like, this is what I got.
Yeah, it's harder money though.
I felt so bad.
So by that, did it push you harder to succeed what you was doing?
No, 100%. Like, one of my main goals in life is to make sure that my mom, again, I say it all the time, but I want to get her out of a hairnet and an apron. She's still at McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
She's still at McDonald's. So until she's no longer at that place working because of necessity, my job isn't done.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just not done.
It's good because you still have that fire in you and stuff. Yeah. And I'm glad you're talking about this because you talk about it on your music, which we're going to get into here in a little bit and stuff. But that's a good motivation. What better motivation than that?
Yeah, no, my big belief is that, my parents came from Michoacan. I'm a first generation immigrant here in America. I was born here. They didn't do all of that. I know the story. The story is insane of my family coming here. It wasn't easy. Yeah. So with that being said, there's no way that I'm going to come here and ruin the opportunity and disrespect my family and all they did for me to just come over here and be ungrateful and just be a bum. There's no way.
No, you're right. Especially with that talent that you have. Not everybody has it. A lot of people want to have that. You know what I mean? And you're born with that. It's good. I'm glad that you are writing your music and putting it out there. You know what I mean? Showing your talent and stuff. So tell me, at what point are you starting to record? Did you say at 20 years old you're starting to like record music now?
Legitimately, I think like 21 because I took that year off, worked at McDonald's. That's when I started upgrading my gear. Got a new microphone. I got one of the Bluebird, the bottle microphone. I got a new like MIDI keyboard. It was like weighted keys at the time and all this. I went to BC for 2 years. I got classically trained. So I was in the choir. I did voice class. I did piano. I did all that stuff.
Voice lessons and stuff.
Hated it. That's tough. It wasn't for me.
That's tough, man.
I realized that if I finished, and I did it. I passed the class and everything. I just didn't like it. I'm like, I'm not being fulfilled here. So I ended up just dropping out. Like Kanye, just dipped out of there, and I took a chance. I moved to LA. Within the first week that I was in LA, I had admitted myself into the Los Angeles Film School on Sunset Boulevard. So that next week I was in classes learning to be a professional producer.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. So you put the time, you dedicated some time right there for your craft and stuff. And that's very important right there, man.
So quick question. Your instrument that you play. Which instruments that you love playing and which instrument you hate playing?
Oh, that's funny. It's crazy because I haven't touched it in so long, but I really feel like I am like one when I'm holding like a saxophone. If I'm holding a saxophone, I just feel like this is a part of me.
That's dope right there, man.
That I hate playing the piano. I hate it. I don't know if it's because my fingers can't stretch that far or what it is, but like I can't stand, like No.
That's a hard instrument too, man.
And I can't play it that fluently like that. I play it as a music producer that understands music theory and is like, all right, I know where the notes are and like.
So you get around.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna freestyle on you, and I'm not gonna show up to an airport and start playing, and then like some random lady comes and starts singing a song. I'm not gonna do that.
We're gonna cut that one off and stuff, man. That's fucking hilarious, man. Okay, so all the music that you write, because you're a writer and stuff, so you do a lot, everything from the beginning to the end and stuff. Have you ever dealt with writer's block?
It's tough because I'll go through periods of time where I don't touch a laptop at all, or I don't touch a pen. If I get writer's block, what me and Time Zone like to do is kind of just freestyle. We'll just freestyle on whatever comes to mind, and like we'll get into a session and be like, you know what, whatever we're doing right now, don't take it too seriously. This is practice. At the end of the day, like if it comes out dope, like we're gonna, expand on that and finish the idea later. And if not, like this is just sharpening our tools, like just.
That's a good way of looking at it. Okay, so your way of getting out of it, because that's my next question. How do you get out of that funk and stuff?
You either power through it or you need a break. You have to listen. You have to listen to your body. So I think I've gotten to the point now where I understand when I shouldn't force it, because you can't force it. Like if you go sit down on the computer every single day and you're on a schedule, like every single day from noon to 6 p.m. I'm gonna produce like 3 beats, and then I'm gonna write 2 songs, and then I'm gonna mix whatever. It might not work that way. I feel like a lot of this creativity stuff, like it really depends on where you are mentally, what kind of a day you're having, what your mood is. Like maybe you create a routine beforehand, right, to mentally prepare yourself to get into a creative zone. But I definitely don't try to force it. I know, like, if I know deep down that I'm not gonna make anything that I like, and I'm just gonna end up pissed off and hating everything and thinking that I ain't shit, or I'm not good at anything, or I suck, whatever, I'm not gonna do that to myself.
It ain't gonna come out right.
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. So I'll just take.
That's true.
You know what the crazy thing is about that? Like you said, like there's times when you get stuck in that rut. The crazy thing is, I've worked with tons of people, different kind of artists, but with this guy, I don't understand it. It's a seesaw effect. There are times where I am like completely just out of it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't make anything. I just don't know where to go with this. He hits me up. He comes over, and it's that spark. It's like, you know what? And it's the same thing with that. There's times, man, where he's been like, I'm not feeling it. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, nah, I'm coming over. I got this. I got this. Listen to it. And you can see it. You can start seeing when it starts turning in your head.
That's fucking dope that you guys have that collaboration. You know what I mean? Where if one is lagging in one way, boom, here comes the other person. That's how I feel I am with Krathel. Like, we're writing skits. I'm like, man, I'm stuck over here, man. He comes up with his fucking stupid shit. I'm like, yeah, that shit is dope, And then you get the wheels turning and stuff, man. That's fucking hella dope that you guys have that.
Shit, but like, it might be a super dope idea, and you just like run with it. Yeah,
for real, man. That's real. I'm glad that you guys have that collaboration and stuff. So everybody writes music different and stuff, right? People get their phone, they start tapping away. Some people get notebooks like I do and shit. Look, I'm old school. I have my notes over here and stuff. How does Control write music, man?
So what I end up doing is, it depends, man. Like, it'll be the middle of the day, and I'll do a voice note, and I'll do a melody. Maybe I came up with like some lyrics, and I put a melody behind it. I'll take that voice message, upload it to my DAW, and then produce around it. I'll produce around it. I'm already, if it's out of key or whatever, I'll just tune it really quick. And honestly, it's like a shitty voice message recording, but I'll work off that. I'll stretch it out or whatever, put it on time, and then I'll start making music around it, and then record over it, and then redo it and write it and everything. That's one of the ways. The other way is that me and him have our own independent studios. So what we do, and we talk every single day. We'll probably start something, not tell the other one because like it's super dope, and we want to like surprise them. We want to like one up each other a little bit. So like I'll be like, all right, I made this shit, but like I'm gonna keep it in the tuck for when he has a beat. And then I'm gonna show him this one right after. Fuck that. So we'll do that. Or like he'll make a beat and be like, you know what? Like he'll come up, and I love that he does this because it gets me excited too. Like I just get hyped up. But he'll come through with a beat, and he's like hyping it up. He's like, oh, you ain't never heard no shit like this. Like,
fucking times don't look at him.
You ain't never. Oh, if you won't slide on this, I'm gonna give it to so and so down the street. Like I'm gonna give it to whoever else. And then like I listen to it, and I'm like, oh, it's fucking hard. And then we record, and like we do that. Or we'll set up a session and be like, hey, like you want to work tonight? And it's always random. It's like, you want to work tonight? And I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. So either I go over to his place or he comes over to mine, and we record for like 4 or 5 hours.
Hell yeah.
Knock something out, and we always make some dope
And
shit.
that's what's important too. A lot of people who want to get into music have to understand, like, it's not always gonna work. You can't always just go in the studio and be like, oh, I'm gonna write something. It's sometimes it has to be times when you're not ready. Like he said, it has to be a Monday night. It has to be a Wednesday night. Bro, I got work tomorrow. I don't care. Come over.
Yeah. We also spend like 2 hours every session at the beginning just listening to all our shit and being like, oh, that's hard. Like the whole
there you go. We use that for like motivation or like what?
I don't know.
And it's like, dude, we worked on this months ago. Come on, we got to do something real.
Like I'll play one demo and I'll be like, we just start going like demo after demo after demo, and then like he's like, oh, remember when you did that one shit? And then we play that, and I'm like, oh, remember that one beat you made? And we just start playing all these demos. We're like, oh, that's hard. And it gets to a moment where like, hey, we should probably like work on something and like put it out. And it's like, yeah.
How long do you usually hold on to a project? Where you're like, man, I'm not digging this, man. Like, this ain't the time right now. It needs this or it needs that.
We still got stuff probably from 2018, 2019 that we probably could finish. Honestly, I have hundreds of songs.
I have
probably
a finished EP from 2017. I finished tracking in 2017. That is still not out yet. It's so, 4 songs.
What's the reason why? You just not like, okay, there's
the first reason, Alan Casillas, if you see this, wherever all the cameras are, Alan Casillas, he took a minute to mix it. He took a cool minute. And by a cool minute, I mean like I got the mixes, the final mixes that ended up not being final mixes, like December 2021. And this was finished recording in like November 2018. So that was the first like pause. And then by that point, I grew up. You know what I mean? Like I just grew out of the stories that I told, and the writing isn't the same as where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
The instrumentation, I mean, some of those beats, TMZN and I did them at like 3 a.m. at like Wilderness Park down the street. Like I just hit him up and woke him out of sleep, and I'm like, hey, I have an idea. I need you. I need help. I'll pull up on you. And I pulled up on him, and we plugged my laptop into the aux cord into the car, and we worked. That same morning, I drove out to Montebello and then recorded it for the EP with Alan Casillas. He's extremely talented producer from Montebello.
Big shout out to him.
Taught me a lot. Taught me a whole lot. He's the drummer for this band called Hill the Sun. So they're super dope. They're dope. They're dope. Cool. But yeah, no. So 2018, I guess, is the longest I've had songs that they're gonna be out. It's not out yet. But
is it gonna be outdated by the time you know the shit that you talk about?
I can show you it. The songs
I can't wait to hear that, man.
The songs are actually super unique. They have a lot of. I was super big into Super Smash Bros. Growing up.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of like Smash Bros. Samples in it.
That's dope. Yeah, a lot of people still love those games, man.
No, those things go hard. Like that's one of the most unique games out there. So like it's very unique, and I think it still stands like the test of time. I'm just thinking of packaging it in a way where maybe like I'm a character when I put this EP out.
Okay.
And then that would explain the change of sonics and just like maybe idea. It's like a time machine. I'm going back in time, then I'm putting it out.
There you go, man. That's a good idea. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to listen to all of that, man. That's fucking dope. So you're talking about you've been mentioning you guys have a studio and something like that. Is this open to the public, or is this something for you guys? Or because if it is, plug away, man.
No, absolutely.
Put it out there, you know.
Well, TMZN and I are absolutely for hire. Our services are available. Yeah. We do have our 2 studios. We do work in any studio. We can also rent out a studio if you want and go work in it. But we are available. I say this all the time. I'm scared to say it here, but I will say it. The first one is always on me. The first one is always on me.
Man, y'all heard that. Y'all heard that over here first.
We got to get
You got to tell me where you heard me say it, though. I either had to say it to you, or I mean, if you heard it here. All right, if you heard it here. If you heard it here.
The bug, yeah.
If you heard it here, you have 1 month to lock in your free song with me.
That'll be
so whatever the date is when you drop it, I'll give it a month. And if you hit me up by then, you can bug me for it. Man. My whole belief system is that once you work with me once and you get a whole song done, you're not gonna want to stop coming back. I'm just very confident in my abilities like that. I am absolutely. I mean, we are one of the best duo producer groups in town. And I would even say a further radius than that. But yeah, no. Hit us up.
That's fucking dope. So you heard it here first, man. Hit them up. They do all kinds of different music. It ain't just like R&B. There's rapping. There's all types of stuff. But let's not talk about it. Let's fucking show them. How about that? You know, so all the albums that we're gonna be listening to, all the tracks, they're all available on all social media, right? They're everywhere and stuff on all streaming platforms and stuff. There's some exclusive to Spotify, to SoundCloud. Which we're gonna get into those right now and shit. We're pulling all of those out, you know. So I will say,
let me private the archive.
You know, so before, you know, so let them know once again. Spell out your name and stuff. Where can they find you at? Where can they find these albums at?
Oh, my fault. Yeah, sorry. Krathel. That one was empty. Krathel Krathel on all social media platforms: Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, everything.
Everywhere. It's available everywhere and stuff. There is some exclusive songs on SoundCloud, you know what I mean, that you definitely want to check, but I'm going to give you guys a sneak preview of it. And once again, you know what I mean? Before we get into this track here, let me get another beer, dude, before we get into this.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Kyler. Go
Okay,
ahead.
my question is when is the time and place that you write your best music?
Past midnight.
Past midnight.
Past
That's
midnight.
always
Past
be there.
midnight.
Past midnight.
Where the
All
creativity
the best
kicks
shit.
in, huh?
That's when you're just tired and you stop caring.
Okay, but what place?
My home.
Your home.
My home. Because that's where my studio is.
Yeah.
So that's just where I am the most comfortable. But I do like being like, it's funny because I've had this conversation with other people and like they don't like having spectators, I guess, or an audience while they're working.
Oh, yeah.
I love that pressure because then in the back of my head, I'm like, I better make some dope shit right now that gets these people like jumping, that gets them giving me like a stank face or going like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal. Like my whole goal then becomes, how do I impress you? So I kind of use it
that's
as fuel.
interesting, yeah.
I use it as fuel.
So where did that come from then?
Dang, I don't know. I've always been really competitive and like into sports and stuff, and like I see it as a sport. I see it, especially if like the people that are watching me also do what I do. I'm like, let me see if I can wow you a little bit. Let me just see, you know. So like, I think that just drives me. You know?
Motivate yourself right there. That's a
Some
really
Jordan
good way.
shit. In my head, I'm just like, oh, they're talking shit about me. They want to see me fail, and like they're just not. It's not the case at all.
So you don't think time zone got something to do with it?
Oh, for sure. Every time, honestly, for sure.
Every
He's
time,
trying to start shit right there.
No. That's facts.
We acknowledge it.
There were times. It's funny that you brought that up. There was a time when I knew who he was when we were younger, and it was like right before COVID or right around the time of COVID, and I knew who he was. And he would hang out with us, and I'm like, he's a really cool guy. I'm like. And he'd say, but I do music. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. Okay, like you do music, right?
You and everybody else.
Yeah, everybody does music. But he would start to show me stuff. And part of me, and I would do it kind of on purpose, but I'd kind of be like, nah, man, like this ain't good. Like I'm not
feeling it.
I'm not
Fucking
feeling
asshole.
it. And he would be like, nah, like fuck that. Like I'm like, let me hear it then. And it was 1 year, I think it was right around during COVID where he put out the first project.
Yeah, it was 2019.
It was 2019. It's called Drunk Tape, right?
Yeah.
It's called The First Drunk Tape, and it's on Spotify. Still got bangers on it.
Yeah.
And we did a release party, and he asked me, because I started getting into DJing again. I DJ since I was young.
Oh, nice.
And he said, hey, I want you to do this release party for me. I'm like, yeah, man, you're cool, man. I like you. Like, let me do it for you. And I actually got the time to sit and listen to it. And when I heard it, and after like we did the party and everything, I looked at him, and I said, if you're going to keep doing this shit, I said, hit me up. Let's start working.
Fuck
Whatever it's gonna. I said, because this right here, I said you can build off this. This is what people are gonna want to hear. Yeah. And so it's always like that. We'll talk shit and be like, nah, that shit's whack, or nah. And it's like, oh yeah, for real. Like, okay, I'll be back.
That's good that you heard something like that too. That just fucking motivates you. A lot of people would just give up, be like, hey man, my shit sucks. But not you, man. You kept it going and stuff. You know what I mean?
And that was during a time where like nobody was fucking with me musically. I mean, I hadn't proved anything yet. I haven't showed anybody what I was capable of doing. It was all, I was very much in my head. That also kept me from dropping stuff. I just didn't believe it was ready. Like it wasn't professional enough. And I went and learned how to produce and mix and master, not because I wanted to, but out of necessity. Like I didn't want to be waiting on an engineer. I didn't want to be waiting on a producer. I didn't want to have to go buy beats. Why would I buy beats if I have musical ideas in my own brain? I just need to learn how to lay them out. Yeah. And so I did that. And I was on my own for a long, long time. Like I graduated in 2012 and then, that was 2019. Whenever that finally dropped, the Drunk Tape 1. And he gave me a beat that he made, and that was the interlude. My buddy Tree rapped on that, and it was dope. And then, it dropped, and that was the first drop that I had where people were listening. People were, I don't know what happened. I remember dropping.
Crazy.
It's a good album.
Thank you. We were sitting at Denny's at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he told me, he goes, bro, I shouldn't have dropped this.
I was so sad.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm like, if it flops, bro, it flops. Yeah. This is where we need to start, and I'm hyping him up. And within an hour or 2 hours, I think we already hit almost like close to a little bit over 1,000 streams. Like
that's fucking hella dope.
People were listening, and I'm like,
dope.
Listen,
like,
dude, like
there
are people.
But before you guys got to that album, we're gonna go way back. We're going way, way, way back, more than that. So talk to me about this track right here.
Oh shit!
Don't get nervous.
I finally got to see your face. You like in the sky.
Shout out Jose. Shout out Jose.
Where did you find this?
Tell me, this is such a beautiful song, man.
That's
Look
so
at the voice,
funny.
man. Listen to the voice.
That's Jose, man. He's so dope. I love
Shout
that
out
kid.
Jose.
This is him playing guitar, left-handed, upside down. It's a regular guitar, but he plays left-handed, so it's upside down.
Right.
And
You
we're
know-
singing into two microphones.
You know how Jimi Hendrix would flip the strings on his
Yeah,
guitar?
yeah.
No, he just would
flipped the
flip the
guitar.
guitar. He just switched the
wow.
strings.
Yeah,
So
he
he was
flipped the
playing that
guitar.
shit upside down.
That's so funny. I've not heard this in so long.
So this ain't you right here?
This is Jose.
It's under your name.
This
right
is Jose,
there.
but I'm on it. This is me right here.
Ah,
This is
okay.
me right here. So we were on like our Never Shout Never acoustic emo thing. And we thought this was so cool. There's no real verse, real chorus. It's just two kids in high school or whatever writing
really
a
good
song
song.
about some girl that is
Leah?
breaking our hearts or whatever.
Does she exist?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh, okay.
Not anymore. She moved away, I think.
Did she get to listen to this track at least? Did you get any feedback from her?
Yeah, but she doesn't know.
Oh wow.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
So you just switched the name? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Did I say a name on it?
Yeah, I mean, it has right here. It's under Han and Leah.
Han and Leah.
Yeah,
Han and Leah.
it's Star Wars.
That's
Is
from
that
Star
what
Wars.
you're talking about? All right. That's
so
a
funny.
dope ass track. You know what I mean? The next track I got right here is "Would It Be Wrong?" You know what I mean? What can you tell me about this one right here?
shit.
It's with Andres Aparicio.
Yeah, so
Another SoundCloud exclusive. Yeah.
this is like 2013, 2014 when I recorded this. I wasn't working with Time Zone yet. I was working with Juan Rodelas. He's a really talented bluesy, jazzy guitar player here locally from Bakersfield that I went to high school with. And we had this band called Midnight Project. It was like an acoustic band called Midnight Project. There's also a SoundCloud for that, and there's a couple songs on there that nobody knows exist. But we wanted to start a band, and it was just me and him. And we knew Andreas had a quote-unquote studio. It's just his dad's old-ass iMac that
Alright.
went super slow. And he recorded 3 songs, and this is one of them for us. So this is the first time that I went to somebody's studio to record something, and it was just like his bedroom and like an iMac and like a desk. Yeah.
Hell yeah, you got to do it somewhere, right? On this track over here, you're expressing your love to this girl
Yeah,
right here,
yeah.
you know? So,
This was about this girl that I was dating at the time. She was actually like my first girlfriend ever. That was like legitimately a girlfriend that I took seriously like that. I
hell
mean, in
yeah.
the sense of like, I don't know how to explain it, but just like I was actually dating her. Like I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
she
marry
was
you and
a
all that shit. Like I said, all that.
that's fucking dope, man.
But yeah, no, wrote that about her and surprised her. And
She
yeah,
broke your heart? Or you broke her
I
heart?
left.
Oh, you left.
She's not gonna watch it. She blocked me. But yeah, no, I left. I left.
You'll be surprised the messages that we
I
get
was
online.
pissed. I left.
So you mentioned Jose, right? Are we talking about HOZ? Oh, so
That's
he's
him.
been on the show. He's the
That's
one that's
him.
been on the show.
That's the
yeah,
homie
very,
since we
Yep, I met him when he was
Young.
16.
very talented
Super nappy
guy.
headed at Miramonte High School. I don't know, I think it was like visiting some friends because I was going to Foothill at the time. And he was cool. So we just
Yeah,
let him
cool
hang
guy.
out. We just let him hang out. He would hit me up and be like, are you doing a show? Can I come? And I'm like, yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah, big
And,
shout out Jose. That's a
Shout out
broski
Jose.
from the Bug and
he's
stuff.
dope.
Yeah, dude, he has a
Love
lot
that
of
guy.
good tracks out there. The next track I have over here is Higher. So what can you tell me about Higher over here? This is like the opposite of love. You know what I mean?
Funny.
Going back into time.
This song, actually, I did it as practice. I was practicing rapping because I wasn't rapping so much back then. I wasn't confident in it. Like I've always been a huge rap head and like loved rap music and hip hop and R&B and all that, but I was never super confident in it. Also, I'm light skinned, so I'm like, maybe people won't want to hear what I have to say. Like, maybe it won't matter. Like, that was a genuine belief that I had. And then I was introduced to like Mac Miller, and I'm like, oh fuck, maybe I can do this. You know, like maybe I can like respectfully be a guest in this genre and do it justice and yeah, you know.
That's fucking dope.
But
right
this
there,
song
man.
was legitimate. I wrote it with my buddy Tree. We were kind of bouncing bars back and forth. And I was like practicing flows and storytelling and whatever. But this song is very much one of those where like I was an author writing a story.
Oh, okay. So the whole toxic relationship thing you couldn't relate to. It was just
I don't
storytelling.
know.
That's
I'm
fucking dope.
non-confrontational. Why would I want to argue?
I just leave. Fuck that.
Why would I just leave? I'm like, oh, you're in a bad mood right now. I'm just gonna walk out. Like, you're disturbing my peace. Yeah, no, I'm very much, you know.
That's hilarious. The next SoundCloud one I got is Rum Freestyle. You know, what can you tell me
Oh.
about this one? Right, it's pretty dope, bro.
I like this one. I was upset, and I wanted to talk a little shit and just rap. I don't know. How's this go?
It's pretty dope, man. What was the idea behind this?
This was one of the challenges that I gave myself, actually. I do this thing where I'm like, if I can make a beat in 10 minutes and then write the verses in 15 minutes and then put it out, because one of my big things when I was growing up was also that I held on to the music too long. I held on to it too long, and I would never put it out. This is one of those songs where I'm like, I'm going to write it really fast, produce it really fast, mix it really fast, and I'm going to put it out. And when I did, it did well. Like, people really, really liked it. And so it proved to me that I just needed to see that to prove to myself, like, hey, you're overthinking it, man. You're overthinking it. Just put this out.
Just
so
do it and
thought,
shit.
like,
It's really good.
I thought, like, have fun, be witty, just throw some little silly bars back and forth, because I love silly bars. That's my shit. Like, I love not taking myself seriously and still being dope. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So that's what Rum Freestyle was. I'm just like,
Sound like you were testing
Dope
yourself.
right there.
what's up?
It sounded like you were testing yourself on that.
Yeah, I always want to do something different and kind of like push the envelope of what my capabilities are. You know what I
That's
mean? Like,
what's up
I want
right
to try
there.
every flow and any flow. I don't care if that's somebody's so-and-so flow. I want to try it. I want to see if I can do what you could do.
Hell
As
yeah,
it-
that's
as it
dope
should.
right there. And these are only available on SoundCloud
Only on
and stuff.
SoundCloud.
And I forgot to mention that at the end of the show, we're going to premiere a brand new track. I haven't even had the chance to hear it because you just sent it to me
I
and
did. I
stuff.
sent it late.
So yeah, so I can't wait
it
to
late.
listen to it. It's gonna be. It's called "Don't Be Dramatic" and stuff. And we're gonna get to that at the end of the show. So stick around for that one and stuff. So let's get into the next track. It's called "Sleeping." So on "Sleeping" over here, man, this is about your hustle game and stuff. Always recording, staying busy and stuff. You got lyrics like maybe that's the way that it goes when you're chasing all your goals and you're never follow other folks around, or maybe that's the way that it goes when it's only you that grows and people are too complacent all around. Man, those are some deep lyrics right there, man. I can relate to that, bro.
Yeah, no, it's just in those moments. This had to be like 2019 as well. I had just graduated college because I went to that musical. The school that I went to really felt like some shit that you would see in like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah,
Like
all right.
growing up, like one of those artsy schools with like people rapping in the hallways and like having beat battles in the student lounge. Like that's really what it was.
Oh shit.
So around that time, I was on my grind. I had 2 jobs, and to graduate, I moved back. So that song, Would It Be Wrong, that girl that I wrote about, I broke up with her. I was living with her in LA. I moved back to Lamont. I remember one of the last things she told me was like, you're not going to break up with me because your school is here and you're not going to drive up here from Lamont every day to go to school.
Oh shit.
I said, bet.
He did that
And
shit.
that's exactly what I fucking did.
Hell yeah.
For 2 years, I lived out here in Bakersfield, Lamont, and drove up every day or every other day to Hollywood to go to school for 8 hours, drive back, and work a closing shift.
That is
This-
a long
so I'm
day.
sitting
This
here-
man will wake up 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., hop in the car, and
Vámonos.
just go, man. And I'm like,
That's fucking dope.
disrespect,
And that's after
man.
like
That's
the
crazy.
night of partying and shit. I still made sure
Still
I had
go to
time for my
school.
friends and all that. But
dope.
I was on my grind, and I really felt some type of way. Like a lot of my friends didn't understand what my vision was, or like they weren't very supportive.
Yeah.
So my circle really it shifted heavily from my early 20s to where I'm at now. Where like my circle now it's all music. It's all artists, singers, producers, but it's people that are like-minded. And even if they're not musicians, if they're close to me, they're very similar in their grinds. They want the same things that I do. They want to do better for themselves and their families. So
Man,
that's
there
what
you go.
I wanted to surround myself with. And at that time, that's not what I had. So I realized that I was outgrowing people, or maybe they were outgrowing me. Maybe I had to grow into it. It's just that's just how
We all were
how
taking
life
different
works.
lanes and stuff, or maybe even different speeds at that time. Yeah, I get you, man. I've been through that too and stuff.
Those type of people you need behind you that's on the same level you on.
Yeah.
Who wants to grow. And some people don't want to grow. They want to stay where they at. So
They're
they
being
comfortable.
comfortable. But
Yeah.
that's because uncomfortableness is just that. You're being uncomfortable. But that's how you
Real.
grow. Being uncomfortable is where growth comes from.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly, man. So the next track I got over here is a drunk intro, okay? So this is where you talk about where you're at in life and stuff. You got lyrics like, I just want to do something worthwhile. You know what I mean? I can relate to that,
I forget. I always feel like these songs are just like whatever. Like when I write them, And then when I listened to them later on, like years later, I realized like they really did mean a lot because they're a photograph of a moment in time. They're like a screenshot. Because this song specifically, I'm working on my first ever album that I'm gonna put out fully produced, fully mixed, fully mastered. Besides the one song at that time that Time Zone wanted to do for me. He didn't believe in me yet. I had to show him. He didn't believe in me. It's all right though. I forgave him a long time ago.
He's here right now.
He's here now. That's all
Could have been
right.
at home, right?
Mind you, the things that Time Zone has done to help me over the past years since then though have like I wouldn't be where I am right now without Time Zone.
It's at the point. It's beyond music.
That's dope right there.
This is it for me. Like if he and I don't blow up doing this, like I don't care. We gave it our shot. We gave it our best. We're out here doing what we love to do, and at the end of the day, you know, we love what we do regardless. So like, it's fine.
So now you made him a believer now.
He did. He's a believer now.
He did.
For sure. He's absolutely a believer now.
100%.
But I remember.
It's to this point where I'm like, if this shit doesn't work, then there was a powerful being who said, because besides that, man, there's nothing that I feel that can't stop this man from doing it.
I probably drink your beer.
That's all good, bro.
You guys are brothers. You guys are good.
We swap his spit in this beer.
I don't know.
That's how tight the brotherhood is.
I'm gonna have to keep.
Yeah,
both.
we've done it. We've done that too.
Keep going.
But for real, it really is.
That's dope.
And I think right now, like the quality, you can tell when you start to realize it's like, oh shit, dude, we have something.
Yeah,
it's getting better and better. But the crazy thing is the drive and the hunger in this man's face. You can tell it's growing.
It's in his lyrics.
It's attainable now. He knows it's a matter of not can I do it. It's when am I going to do it.
And we're very early on in his music career and stuff, so you could tell how the songs change as you grow and stuff.
If you have a little bit of time after this, I'd love to show you the new stuff.
Oh man, I would love to fucking do that.
Because honestly, I love the fact that you listen to the whole discography and all that because like this is just gonna. No, it's just
it's a whole situation, man. The next song that I have over here is Found, okay? So Found, you talk about working at McDonald's and someone had and heard you singing, right? You got lyrics like follow your dreams. This is very inspirational. Follow your dreams and never look back. You'll do great things. Is that what it says? I can put money on that? Is that what it is? Yeah, dude, you talk about the ice cream machine at McDonald's too, you know?
I knew I had to get a job. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Martin Espino. He's the sole reason that this song is so high up on my Spotify, like most played. He loves this song. I don't know.
Really good song.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Martin. So this is a true story. I was working at McDonald's. I was a drive-through operator. I never was a cook. I never was a front cashier. They only had me in the drive-through from the very first day that I worked there. And I remember, like, and it's just weird how this happened, but on the same day that this lady comes through in a brand new Rolls, just gorgeous car.
Out here.
It was
Rolls Royce.
The McDonald's on Niles.
Shit,
on the
bro.
east
All
side.
right.
On the east side.
Yes, and it's like this beautiful cream colored Rolls, and I sit there and like, oh man, I gotta do what you do. Like, what do you do for a living? I gotta do what you do. Like, I'm in the wrong business. I'm at McDonald's. You know, I was trying to be funny.
Hey,
Like,
it's a job. It's
that
still
was
a
my
job.
thing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
this 18-year-old kid, and I just wanted to be funny with the customers because like I'm sitting there for 8 hours. Like I gotta make it. fun for myself.
Exactly.
So I'm messing with her, but she had heard me singing because what I also like to do is I was singing into the drive-thru like microphone, like as they're walking away or driving away. And, like she heard me also at the window because I'll be playing music and just jamming. And she's like, "No, mijo, like I just heard like what you were doing. You need to do that. You need to sing. Like I'll put money that you're gonna be somebody." And it just hyped me up, and I'm just like, that was a 15-second like interaction, and like that was amazing. Like thank you so much. Like I wanted advice from her without asking her, basically like, "Oh, what do you do? Like how do I get there?" And like she's like, "Nah, be you, be yourself. You'll be fine."
That's the best advice.
And that was dope. That same day, later that day, this other guy comes through and
let's talk about that one. Yeah.
Thing. And he's like, "Hey man, you're kind of young. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm kind of going to school for music right now, and like I want to be a singer." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "There's no money in that. Like, why don't you just go get like a real job? Like, go be an engineer. Go do this. Go do that. Go to
crazy, huh?
transfer after you do BC. Transfer. Go to CSUB. Get your bachelor's, and you know, do this, do that. You could be a teacher." And I'm just like, it left me like broken because he was telling me like, you're gonna be nobody. You're not gonna make a living. Like, you want to be a singer or a musician or whatever. Like, there's no money in that, and it bummed me out. Yeah. And I went home and I just thought about that. And it never left like my memory. Yeah. That just like I don't know if it's like just how opposite those interactions were.
Yup.
Yeah.
How like somebody could hype you up and like tell you, oh, you're going to the moon, and then somebody else is like, oh, you ain't shit. You're some kid from Baco. Who
That's
cares?
fucking crazy, huh?
And I just never lost that story. And so one day I just wrote about it. And I'm just like,
That's
yeah.
fucking dope. The song is called Found. Go ahead and check it out. It's a very inspirational song, man. You know, the two double stories that you tell on this track and how you dealt with it and stuff, man. That's a really good track right there, man. The next song that I have over here is Alcoholic. You know, people know me as a fucking alcoholic out here in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Alcoholic, man?
Oh, wait, yeah.
So we're alcoholics. I don't know what I
Just that, huh?
I think I woke up drunk.
Yeah, this is fun fact, the only song I think where I'm like legitimately playing all the guitar parts
Oh, this is you
myself.
right here.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
dope, smooth track, man. I really
Yeah,
dig
thank
this
you.
one right here.
We gotta let this run if you're okay with
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
All right.
I know you don't want
This
me
is
to
probably one of those songs where I was like, where you get that moment where you're like, nah, we got something.
There's something there, something special there.
It just felt you hear it and you're like, it has potential, man.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, when I hear it, it's like he got a real young voice. Like he's in his like 19, trying to get started.
Yeah, it still has that young, you can feel the
Yeah,
innocence in it still.
And,
But it's a very mature song.
yeah, it is a mature song. Yeah. And also, the sound. Don't beat me inside the head for saying this. You sound live. You do.
Thank you.
You sound
I
live.
heard it first. Bug gave us cred.
Thank you.
Bug Podcast gave us cred.
He's officially black.
I mean, I don't know what all that is, but or like what it all means, but I'll take it. Thank you. I'll take it.
Hey,
Thank you.
this is the track you got to bump over there at the green room when we had them broskies over here last time. This is the track you got to
This
bump
is
over
the
there.
song, man.
No,
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
I do appreciate you mentioning the tone, like being super soft and stuff. I didn't mention like my number one favorite artist of all time since I was a young kid that my dad really put me on was Michael Jackson.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah,
The
Michael.
light tone, the falsetto, the singing, just how smooth it is. Like that's what I love. Like that's my thing.
Your tone sound real, mellow sound real.
And I used to be super insecure about that, and then I realized like, yo, that's just how I sound
But
now.
that's
crazy.
the best part of you, though.
Oh, thank you.
That's what makes the music of you.
Oh,
You
thank
sound
you.
real mellow.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and you know what? I hate to say this. That grabs a lot of women's attention, though.
yeah. No, that's facts.
Hell yeah, that's what's up right there. Kind of like
Yeah.
I've never heard you speak this much, before.
No,
He's always
I'm
quiet.
hyped.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
digging.
it.
He's digging
I
the
love
track
it.
and stuff. So we're gonna bring it back a little bit. The next track that I have right here is "Thankful," man. What can you tell us about "Thankful"?
So whenever the drunk tape first dropped, I was actually blown away by the reception it got. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything insanely crazy. I think at that time I got maybe like 2,000 streams or something over the night that it dropped, and then like over the week it got like 5, 6, 10, 13. To me that was a big deal because I was dropping songs on SoundCloud. I mean, you see them; they have most of them have like maybe 1,000, 500 here. They average like 300.
And even
Nobody
if you
was
have
really
10,
listening. Yeah.
that's still good. You know.
Yeah. I definitely was blessed because it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But like to me, I was like, that was like my average, and then suddenly I got like 13,000 streams or something like crazy in like a week, and I'm just like, this is actually like legitimate because I'm not paying for ads, I'm not paying for like any type of marketing. There's zero budget. It's just my hard work and being like, here's a tweet or a status update.
Yeah.
Or
If
a
you
post.
pick it up, you pick it up.
If you hit the link, you hit the link. If you don't, then you don't. And these people like really like checked it out, and then were hitting me up, sending me messages. So this song was basically a thank you song for all the
Yeah, I
people
hear
that were
about that.
listening.
Yeah, like you were ready to put music aside for a little bit and stuff, and you talk about how you had some listeners telling you, "Hey man, keep it going." They were digging the flow and stuff.
My
That's
whole
dope.
thing is like, damn, I'm seeing friends like graduating universities and like going to dope schools like UC Santa Cruz or Berkeley and like Oregon, all these different schools that are super dope. I'm like, damn, I never had that experience. I didn't just stay in a dorm and like, what's that life like, whatever. And I'm like, maybe I need to go do that. Maybe I need to just give this up and just go do that. But nah, I can't.
That's fucking dope, man. So yeah, over here you talk about mixing and producing your tracks and stuff on this one. You give a little bit of a detail in that. Let's talk about that album cover, man. I'm big on album covers. You're like, is that Woolworth? Is that the restaurant and stuff? You don't remember here? I'll pull it up right now and stuff so you can see it and stuff. Like it looks like you're having the time of your life right there.
That's that little spot downtown.
Is that what it is?
Spot. Yeah.
Because that's the one that's not open anymore, huh?
Is it not?
Is it the Woolworth building? It looks like it.
I think so, like that super old time. It's got the vintage like stuff.
Yeah, it's like in the heart of downtown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's closed for right now.
Yeah.
That place was good.
My friend Barbara wanted to have a little photo shoot for me. Bless her heart, she's amazing. And she brought me there, and she's like, "We're gonna get you a shake, and you're just gonna be like with your curly hair, and you're gonna look cute, and just smile, and you're gonna look great." And I'm just sitting there like, I hate how I look right now.
That is hilarious, man. But no, I mean, it looks pretty good, man. The next song I have right here is Like We Used To and stuff. So what can you tell me about Like We Used To and stuff?
Yeah. Like We Used To is my absolute most streamed song right now. Andreas is on it. He collaborated with me on there. I made this like really different beat that sounded different than anything else I've ever made before. And Andreas is a rock star. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
So having him, I'm like, hey, let me bring you back to your roots a little bit, your garage island roots. Let's get you on some R&B, hip hop type thing. Let's do what we used to do as kids and write something just that's very much 100% genuinely us. Like we're going to me and Nez, we're at the marketplace. It's very Bakersfield. There's a music video for it. I'm 60 pounds heavier in it, so go check it out. It's on YouTube, Like We Used To. And yeah, he was just like, yeah, let's have fun, hang out, drink beers, and write a song. And this is what it was.
That's dope. Okay, so in this track, you talk about going back in time when you lived careless. You're talking about scary movies, skateboards, you know what I mean? Saving money to buy gift cards and shit. Victoria's Secrets, fucking. And you even mentioned STDs in here, man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
we're all over the place.
I dated somebody that I don't know. She could have been on some shit. So I'm like,
hey, we've all been there, dog.
Whatever you got into after me is cool.
Yeah, we've all been there before, man. Hey,
make sure.
I hope you're okay now.
I hope you're better. I hope you recover.
This is a really good fun track and stuff. I strongly recommend. It's an innocent track, you know what I mean? Like, it's young love and stuff, you know what I mean? When you have a crush on somebody and stuff, and the little things like you say, trying to save up your report card money and shit just to buy this person the gift. You know what I mean?
We're really tapping into those like high school relationships that we had. Yeah. That we're reminiscing on, like, oh, this is what we would do when we were kids and they have real jobs and try to make it work.
All that stuff, man. I really do enjoy music like that. You know what I mean? Where it takes you back on that time, because everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Quick question: do you still have a crush
on this same
or whoever? Right?
Oh man, you want to stay away from that one for right now until it clears out.
Nah, she's married and I hate her.
Oh, no way, man. Yeah. All right, we'll leave it like that.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay,
we'll leave it at that. She doesn't get no attention.
She gets no attention, which brings me to the next song. We have Seesaw featuring K Moreno, man. What can you tell me about Seesaw right here? Got lady problems again, dog. Going back and forth.
Yeah, no. So back in high school, if anybody, I mean, people could probably fact check this, that like if they listen to this and did go to high school with me. But back in high school, I had this crush on this girl, and it was like an on and off thing, but we never ever admitted like having feelings for each other. Then senior year, she decided to tell me, "Oh, I'm into you. I like you." And I'm like, "Oh shit, well, me too. What we about to do?"
You were more confident during that time.
I mean, I growed up. I cut my hair. I was singing. Like my skin cleared up. Like I was feeling myself. So I'm like, "Hey, shit." I thought I was a little nerdy band kid back then, but like now I'm glowed up. So whatever. I was on it, but I thought we were like cool. We hung out. It was like Christmas break. We're chilling. We're hanging out. Whatever. It seemed like things were going in a good direction. I come back from Christmas break. She doesn't talk to me for a week. Suddenly the next week after that, I see her and she's holding hands with some dude walking in class. I said, I'm gonna write about this in 7 years.
Bitch, I'm gonna get you.
I was like, just you wait till I become a better writer. I'm gonna write a catchy ass song over a lo-fi guitar beat.
There you
gonna
go.
Fucking hate it.
Everybody's gonna bump this track. That's funny. Hey, it happens to the best of us, broski. It happened to me too, dog.
I'm like, these last 5 years mean nothing.
It's crazy, man.
So that was that, and I just wrote about it. And then I have Kyle Moreno on this. He's one of the most talented rappers I think that is in this city. So I think he's somebody to look out for. His new album, I've been recording it. It's coming out soon. K Moreno, amazing artist, amazing rapper.
That guy, man.
So poetic. I'll
Hold
show you
on
some
a
shit
second.
that
What's
he
going
wrote.
on over there,
Nah,
man?
that's my blood.
That's his cousin.
That's my blood.
Hell yeah, we got to give him a shout out too. You got to share that spotlight, damn it.
Love you, cuz. It's crazy. We grew up, like, my family too has literally been heavily influenced with music. He grew up, I'm not sure if you guys knew from, I'm sure you guys have, back in the 90s, the Far Side.
Far Side, no. Is that a band or what?
It was a hip hop group.
How
They had
does
a
it sound
song called
familiar?
they had a song called "Passing Me By." They're really big in Oakland, California. Got kind of big, but they used to come hang over at my uncle's house.
Oh no shit!
And my uncle Kyle's dad was a tagger and was all in the hip hop scene. My dad was a break dancer, listened to like DeBarge, and then started listening to like
nice.
Naughty by Nature. So we grew up, listening to hip hop and stuff.
Hell yeah!
But you could tell, for me, it took a little longer. I mean, I grew up playing classical piano, guitars, some stuff like that. But you could tell with him from the minute he started walking, that hip hop was in his blood.
It was in him and stuff.
So I always told my grandma, I said, shame on you that I didn't get the hip hop. I had to learn the hip hop later. And you gave this man the lyrical talent that
She gave him the veins and everything that flows through his
gave it.
blood and shit.
Skip, man. You
But yeah.
skipped me.
shout out Kyle. We love him.
Dope.
Big shout out. So the next track I'm gonna play right here. This is a sensitive track right here, man. I got a letter to Dap and stuff. This one right here, man. You talk about, is it your brother who passed away? Is that what it is?
God damn, dude. You
That's a
He
hard
hit you
one,
with this
bro.
one, bro. He pulled
That's
this
a
one
hard
out.
one.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've had this note on my phone for
David
about 10 months
McDaniel,
now.
he was a classmate of mine at the LA Film School. So
I
the first year and a half, mind you, like I was a very
I was on my
confident
way home from
individual.
work when I got that text.
After I like really grew up, I had to grow into it. I wasn't very confident before, like especially high school. It was really my senior year, and then after that, where I really grew into myself. But when I first got to the LA Film School, I didn't talk to anybody. Mind you, I'm there paying all this money to be at this school. Like I better network, right? I didn't do any of that shit for the first year and a half.
You were like quiet. You were like shy
I was very
person?
much in the back, making dope beats and like presenting to the class, and obviously everybody's like, "Oh, you're so fucking sick!" Like you do, like da da da. Like they're hyping me up and stuff because every day in classes we would show songs. Like that was the thing. That's what school was like. It was dope. It was really some Disney Channel shit. So I loved it. I loved it. But I was really quiet. One day I missed class, and my teacher told me, "Well, you can come on the Wednesday class and redo it because I'm gonna teach the same class again." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I showed up, and it was one of the days where we're doing a test where we had to like do the wiring for we had to like route all the wires at the studio. We had to make it function.
So they showed you how to do all of that too. Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
dope.
So I know how to like move around like different
Cables
kinds
and all
of
types of shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I could route them and everything. So David was there. His name's Dap. His rap name is Dap. Dapadies. And I helped him out. He was like freaking out, and I'm like, dude, like I got you. Like I'll do this for you. Got him a passing grade, whatever. A month later, we were in the same class. Usually what I would do is I would step out of the recording school and then go down the ways a little bit down the street and go to Sushi Q, have my lunch by myself, and then come back in for class. One day he grabbed me, he's like, hey, okay, come chill with us. I'm like, okay. And then that's my school experience complete.
Oh man, so you got a big role to play in that.
I started hanging with that crew, and they're amazing rappers, amazing producers. I met my buddy Weasel. He's a videographer. He introduced me to Nashawn, but without Dap initially extending that handout, the drunk crew wouldn't exist right now. Like my hip hop collective wouldn't exist right now. He brought me in, and then I started producing for all of them, and we started writing songs together, and school was amazing. It felt like a movie being there. Like we would go to hookah lounges after class and just chill and write rhymes and just try to outdo each other. And then he was just the glue. He was the glue for everything. And then 3 months after we graduated, I got a call that like something had happened, and I wasn't really sure what it was. Like they didn't really know. They just knew that Dap was in the hospital. And this whole song is basically me explaining the process of receiving that call, how many days, like what happened throughout that week of me calling off work. The grapevines closed. I start driving to LA through Tehachapi. There's a snowstorm, and I'm really swerving. I'm going like 90 miles an hour because I can't, like, I'm freaking out. You know, I just got told, like, that his body is decaying, so I knew that he was not with us anymore. What ended up happening is that he suffered a seizure and then hit his head and suffered a stroke. At the VA, he was at the hospital, looking for help. And because he was a young 25-year-old kid, they asked him to just walk it off for a bit. They'd get to him. He went back to walk it off, basically had an accident, fell, hit his head on a chair, and then that was kind of it. So when I actually got to see him, he's on the ventilation machine. He's got the tubes down his neck. It's just I didn't want to see him like that. So that this song is literally me being very, very transparent. I don't think I wrote a word down on this song. I really freestyled it and it worked. Wow. And I recorded this in my car, in my driveway at 3 a.m, so you can hear the car engine in the background. And this is actually him talking here. This is his voice. So I bought his song from iTunes and I cut it and I put it in there because it was relevant. It was him talking about one of his homies being there one day and gone the next. And then it connected,
man.
Yeah,
I heard this song and I can relate, man. I had a cousin who special needs. He had a seizure and stuff, and he had a seizure and he hit his head too. That's how he passed away and stuff, man. That's a hard one right there, man. But like I said, kind of like you were telling me, I was telling you about this track right here. We're talking about it over there at work and stuff. And you were telling me that you could relate to something like that.
Yeah, I can relate to that because my brother got killed.
sorry.
Sometimes you just be at the wrong place.
Yeah.
And you just get hit. So that's one of them days you got hit, been in the wrong place sometimes. So man, it was tough to But at first, when I heard about it, I said, okay, he's all right. He's in the hospital. He'll get out. But the sad part is that I couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
I'm way out here.
That's hard.
Yeah, so everybody just calling me. And I was like, man, what can I do? So it didn't hit to me just when I went to the funeral. Mm-hmm. Man, I couldn't handle it. So I had to leave because I couldn't handle it because they were saying it was going to hit you, when you know that he's not there anymore. And it took a big toll out of me.
That's tough.
But at the same time, I had to learn that you got to cherish the thing that you had with him.
Oh, 100%.
With him. Mm-hmm. Whoever you had, cherish that because that's what's going to make it better. Oh, yeah. So that's what I did. I cherish that to this day, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one of the things that kind of keeps me going to when it comes to something like that, because he's somebody that I didn't know that long. It was like a year and a half, something like that. But the impact that he made was so big, so big that I felt like I knew him forever. So now, when I get those random memories pop up on my phone with him in it, it's just that's a little just little moments that I have where I'm like, oh man, I appreciate that I had those moments.
That's dope right there. And you put the song out there, it's out there forever, man. You know what I mean? So you're paying homage to him and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what's up right there, man. The next track I got over here is a drunk outro, okay? So on this track, you're kind of reminiscing about life and stuff, where you're at in the moment and stuff. I like that you do these kind of songs, you know what I mean? All the albums and stuff, where you're at in life and stuff. What can you tell me about this track right here?
Yeah, no, they're really just screenshots, photographs of a moment in time. It's so crazy hearing these back now.
That's dope, man.
I've always had this thing where I want to make sure that I leave something behind that was worthwhile, that was worth it. I want to make sure that my life is not a waste of time. I have this whole thing, I don't know if it's subconscious or but I have this whole issue with my mortality.
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't be able to die, but that's unrealistic.
I'm there with you. Don't I have these conversations with you all the time?
The human brain does not compute the fact that you're not gonna be here one day. So I just I fight against that so much. It's what's that Interstellar quote? Do not go. What is it?
I've seen that movie, but I don't remember.
But that's really how I feel,
you got a lot to do,
so
man.
I'll write these songs about my mortality. I'm dude, if I died today, what are people gonna say? Did I do anything? Was I worth any? You know what I mean? Because my big thing is that the band director that introduced me to the saxophone, Charles Brady, when I went to his funeral my sophomore year in high school, there was 1,000 people at that church for his services. And when they asked if anybody here is or has ever been a student of Mr. Brady, will you please stand? Damn near the whole church stood up. So I felt if I can't make my whole goal would be to make an impact like that, to where 1,000 people show up to my funeral, and I touch that many lives. That's kind of my goal. Like leave behind a legacy, and
I mean, you're doing more as you're doing that right now because you put it in the music.
Yeah.
How many people listen to music?
Everybody.
It's trillion people listen to this. Yeah. So God forbid that happen, but you already left a mark already.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So you left.
It's tough.
That's
tough.
all that matters.
It's tough because I'll always have that back and forth with myself, though. You know. There's gotta be more.
There is more.
But no, I definitely feel that way. You know, like
that's dope, man.
As long as it's one person out there that maybe I helped in a positive way, then I did my job.
Oh hell yeah! You got a lot of tracks out
but
there.
I always feel like it's not enough. I always feel like it's not enough.
It's never enough, you know, because you always got something to say, which is really good. You know what I mean? So
it's a human condition.
Yeah, hell yeah. The next track I got over here is called Jack and Jill, man. What can you tell me about Jack and Jill?
Yeah, Jack and Jill is a collaboration between myself, Vanessa, and Andreas. Vanessa is a really talented artist out here in
I've heard her
Bakersfield. They are just on this like weird, like R&B spooky thing, and
it's a different vibe.
It is.
Both of them and stuff. Yeah, you know
both of them. So I was like, this is how our sessions happen. I work with my friends. Like all of the artists that I work with are my friends. Like if you're on one of my albums, I know you personally, and I connect with you and heavily fuck with you. So this was just the product of 3 people that love making music and happen to be friends, making a song together. We wanted to make something quirky, so I had that line about fetching a pail of whiskey, and just had to incorporate alcohol into it in some way, shape, or form. Mind you, what is that? What'd you pour into that cup?
Man, that's Grey Goose vodka on Kool-Aid, man. Oh, that's the one right there. If you guys want to try it,
that's a different podcast. That'll be a different podcast.
I just thought it was crazy how he brought this bucket in.
We've been drinking off of that earlier today, so
that's hilarious.
That's dope. Yeah, but we were
just having fun.
This one you talk about how having somebody there to bring you up when you're down and stuff. You know, and we can all relate to that.
That's needed.
Hell yeah, that's needed.
I'm such a Debbie Downer. Are you kidding me? Man, I try to be positive, and when I'm out and about, I'm very much let's have a good time and stuff. But when I'm on my own, that's something that I really want to work on. I just feel like I have bad luck, or I don't know. I'm just this ain't gonna work out.
It's tough though.
Having somebody to uplift me when I'm in a down mood, I really do need that. So we wrote about it.
That's what's dope. Those are 2 artists, Vanessa, Andreas. You're on my list already, broski. I've already heard all your stuff already. But 2 talented artists and stuff, and it's good to have those kind of people around. You know what I mean? So the next one I got over here is You're That One. You're the one I want and stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of artists on this track, man. How did this track come together when you have a lot of different artists in one track?
So we did this at what we call the drunk B&Bs.
All right.
So every so often we have these weekends where we book an Airbnb, set up 3 different studios in it, and we come and make an album basically. We work with the intention of making an album. So we are a part of the Drunk Crew. Drunk Crew is DRNK, and it's a collective of I don't know how many people are in it. It's
got a little small. We got a couple in it.
It's me, Time Zone, Suze,
20 people.
Vanessa, David's our videographer, Kyle, Nashawn, Tommy, Party One. Who else? Jose's
he's honorary.
Honorary. K Moreno is a legit member. So we have this crew.
That's dope.
And this was one of the drunk B&Bs that we did. We went out to LA, booked an Airbnb, had these studios, and basically what it was is either me or Time Zone or whoever will start making beats, and then everybody starts writing to it, and it's really first come first serve. It's first come first serve, or it's either first come first serve or write a better verse.
Hell yeah!
And we picked the best verse.
And you know what's crazy about that? That got us. Well, he already kind of knew them. He talked about his history going to the film school.
Yeah.
But that connected me to the IE.
Yeah.
And it gave me appreciation that there's a bunch of dudes my age, maybe a little older, a little younger, but they love hip hop, dude, and they love R&B. They love, and it was cool because now it's beyond music with them as well. They're homies, but it's really cool to see that yeah, man, we may be different color skin, man. You know, we may have different values. We grew up differently, but we can get together to be homies and make music, bro.
That's what's up.
So that album, this Drunk Tape album, is kind of what that album is about.
Drunk B&B, huh? I'm waiting for my invite, bro. I'll take that party to a whole
The next one's coming up soon.
Hell yeah, let me know, man. I got the sponsors. I'll provide everything for that, dude. The next track I got is For the Night. You know what I mean? And this one right here, featuring Ace and Seer also, you know what I mean? This is a fun track.
Also in the Drunk Crew.
Big shout out Drunk Crew right there, man. This is about meeting a girl at the bar and putting the Mac down on this chick. You know what I mean? I like this track right here.
Yeah, so this song is actually a remix of Marie by Ace and Seer. So what we did is what was it, like Kendrick and J. Cole were trying to do that back in the day. It was like Black Fridays or something, and like they got on their own beats and stuff. So I got on one of his beats, and then he got on one of my beats, and we wrote whole new songs to it, and we dropped it in an EP pack with I think one or two other original songs on there. So it was kind of like what I wanted to do with this song was basically make a better song than Marie. So basically, what would Krathel do if he had this beat? And I told him, look, like I tell everybody this, and mind you, I don't think I'm like the greatest writer, performer, rapper, whatever ever. But at the end of the day, if we are in a song together, I'm going to try to wash you. I will do my absolute best to just mop the floor with you. My verse is better. I'm sorry. And I love saying that every time I'm in the studio with like my friends and stuff, because like it really does like bring out the best in everyone.
Hell yeah.
And I'm really gonna try because I'm already talking shit, so I gotta back it up. And then he's gonna really try because he's like, well, fuck him for talking shit. I'm gonna do this. And so like that's how I took this song. I'm like, let me just see. Like this song is long as hell. First of all, he gave me a 5.5 minute beat to do, and I gave him like a 2 minute beat. But I did this 5 minute song and just decided I wanted to like write something that could compete with like whatever he did to it, and it ended up just being something really fun. That
it's a really good track.
And really this is kind of like the introduction of Ace and Seer into the Drunk Crew. He's the newest member.
You got several good tracks out there, you know what I mean? I've heard most of them and stuff. They're pretty good. The next song is the one that we came in with, No Lie, and that's featuring Time Zone right here, man. What can you tell me? What can you tell me about this dope ass track right here? It's like a cool dance groove right here.
Yeah.
This is where we leveled up.
Yeah,
I think this is where the level up started. That process. It there was a time where we kind of started seeing each other like almost every other day. But then we took a break for a little bit because there was some, he got a new job. Dude's working 40 hours, becoming like a supervisor, and he's getting focused on that shit. And I'm like, hey, fuck that job. I'm like, don't forget about me, bro. So I went over to work with him, and I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna be real with you. I go like, I like doing the hip hop, I like doing the R&B. But you have that history of Michael Jackson. We got that history of dance music. It's like let's change it up a little bit.
Hell yeah!
And I started finally. He taught me to be comfortable with what you don't know, and be comfortable with what you do know. And he forced me to kind of push out a little bit, get a little comfortable with myself.
This is different than everything else that's been released.
100% different.
Yeah.
So we got together. There's a couple songs that we were gonna release that had this vibe where it was like, whoa, like we can do whatever we want and make whatever we want to make.
I think this opened a whole new lane for you guys right there. Yeah.
And this got me comfortable. This song and another song, but it got me comfortable with myself saying, hey, I myself could be an artist. I can release shit, I can get comfortable, and that's what it is. And the song is called No Lie. It's one of those songs where we're kind of like, let's just write about something, okay?
Yeah.
But let's try something we've never tried before.
All right.
So there's not too much maybe of a message of the song, but what this song was like important, it taught us like,
it was the sonics of it all.
Exactly. We're not just a hip hop and R&B group.
We were just like, what can we make that just like sounds sonically different? And like this is the moment where I'm like, okay, Chan, like, he used to be he used to be giving us verses after verses after verses, and for like a long time, a few years, he stopped writing. And I'm like, dude, you're a rapper. Like, I need you to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So after this song is when like he really was like, all right, like I finally convinced him to come record with me.
That's
come
dope.
go.
You came through.
Give me some bars. I'm like, give me 16, give me 32,
and
give me whatever.
It's crazy because like he would push me, and I started to slow. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm a dope ass rapper.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I started to realize where I was like,
I got something here.
Yo, I could write some shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
I'm okay with this. Like,
the song came together, man. Hell
I'm able to do this. So I think it was one of those moments where you kind of realize like, parts of your brain start unlocking. You're like, okay, we're leveling up.
Yeah.
That's why I chose it. That's why I chose it for the intro.
Because you hear it like you heard like the SoundCloud and everything, and you saw them start to get comfortable. And this more recent stuff, you're like, like this dude
changes. It does change.
Confidence.
That's dope, man. I really do like. So
confidence.
another track that I have over here is Travesty, which is one of your recent ones also. You know what I mean? So this one right here, Travesty is about a girl you want that ain't into you, huh? Is that what it is? Is that the story we're trying to tell?
Hell no. That's never happened to me. What are you talking about? A girl that didn't want me that I wanted?
Damn, dog.
I'm not even lying. This story's not about me. So this song I co-wrote. Yeah, I co-wrote it. My buddy Travis and I, were on Xbox Live, and he was telling me about this girl that was ghosting him. And I'm over here just like, I was in my creative bag. So I'm like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I pulled up my laptop, and we're on the Xbox, and I'm like, hey, Travis, tell me the story you got. He's telling me the story. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's do a song right now. Let's write a song. He's like, really? He's like, you'll do that? And I'm like, yeah, let's do a song. I'll write it in your perspective, and like, I'll put it out.
That's dope.
And he's like, for real? I'm like, yes. So he told me the story, and that's what I wrote. I wrote this whole story, and I named it after him, and I found a way to put it in the chorus, his name, Travis.
Okay.
Travis.
Very creative, man.
Yeah, so it was very much like an inside thing, and I do stuff like that because I'm like, these are my loved ones. You know what I mean? These are my best friends. Like, Travis is my brother.
This is dope. Good dance song right here.
I met him when I went to when I lived in West Hills for like 6 months when I was out there. And I met him at the park hooping. We clicked, and we've been homies ever since. So like, we wrote this song together, and then he sent me a little voicemail, and I put that at the end of it. And this is one of the songs on that EP.
That's who he is?
Yeah. So that's his
dope.
voice message. So again, just so it's on the record, I did not get ghosted. I did not get played.
This man don't get ghosted.
Look at him.
Respectfully, I'm just not. It's just the reality of it.
Fuck, I wish I could say that, dog.
I'm just not. I don't know. Like, or maybe I've just not felt that way. Maybe I didn't take it that. Maybe I have been ghosted. I just didn't take it that way.
Go with it, man. If you got that flow, go with it, dog.
It's like, okay, let me go do something over here.
It's a really good track, though,
but this
man.
is also one of the 4 songs on that EP from 2018.
Oh,
So
okay.
those songs are very similar to this production-wise.
Yeah. I can hear how all the beats and everything changes, so more like into like a dancing thing. You know what I mean? That's what's up right there. So before we get to the premiere of Don't Be Dramatic, I'm excited to hear this, man. I still haven't heard it, damn it. You know what I mean? So I want to hear it. It's in my fucking computer and shit. I'm ready to fucking roll with it and stuff. But hey, let's do some shotgun questions, man. Are you ready?
Oh shit!
These are the fun ones, man. These are the ones that you cannot. Don't even think about it.
These are easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, and bam, you tell me what it is, man. Who's your dream collab?
Michael Jackson.
All right, and what kind of song would it be?
I want one of the pop R&B bangers that he does. I want it to be like You Rock My World.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
You Rock My World.
That's a good one.
That's my shit.
If not for R&B or rap, which is what you do right now, you're moving into dance now, what other music would you like to do?
Progressive rock.
You did a little bit of that, right? In the beginning, and there's a little bit of
A little bit. It just wasn't very progressive.
Right.
It was just something with guitars.
Right.
I was trying, but I didn't.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. You know what I mean?
Rock.
I tried though.
I could have skipped those songs, but I didn't. You know what I mean? They
I
were
appreciate
good.
that.
So,
It's part of my journey. It's part of like what we've done. So I appreciate it.
What other talent besides music do you have?
Oh fuck! What do I do besides? In 2009, I was really good at quick scoping on Modern Warfare 2.
All right. So
Man was crazy on the
After
Xbox.
that, that's
I ain't
it.
gonna lie. Man was crazy on the Xbox.
After that, I had to shift to music because I had nothing else. I was really good at quick scoping in 2009, and then I turned 15 and I was too old.
That's crazy.
I aged out of it. I aged out of it. So.
That's hilarious. If you had your final meal, after this meal, that's it, bro. No more Krathel, man. What would it be?
Oh my god. My mom's cooking.
What does she cook? What does she cook, man?
What's out there. Las enchiladas.
Oh, with the green sauce or the red sauce?
The red sauce. I'm sorry, it's the red sauce, but it's homemade. So it's my mom's red sauce, so it's different. Melted cheese, chicken, all that. No, that's and she knows that's my absolute favorite meal of all time. It's always gonna be the enchiladas that she makes. Yeah,
that's the one. Hey, big shout out to moms, man.
Shout out.
If your life had a theme song, what song would it be?
Oh, it'd have to be something like wacky.
Nah, bro, it'd be a Bruno Mars song.
No,
Your shit. Your
my
shit
romantic life has not been.
No, you should be
successful enough
talking to the moon, bro. That'd be your shit.
It would
Bruno Mars
That's
talking
like
to
the
the
worst
moon,
song.
bro.
No,
That'd be his shit.
What's that? The Weird Al Yankovic parody song?
Stuck in the drive-through.
Yeah.
Stuck in
has
the
a bunch of
drive-through.
Yeah, trapped in the drive-through. Yeah,
That'll be the
Stuck
one.
or Trapped in the
Okay,
Drive-Thru.
all right,
Drive-Thru
that's cool.
song.
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it? How would you use it?
Teleportation and just travel and just eat so easy.
Damn.
Teleportation.
That'll be the one.
You could teleport wherever the fuck you want.
You fast as
Yeah.
fuck.
Imagine me on tour.
Yeah, we had to hit that.
Exactly.
Hit the next
Exactly.
country.
It's so
Just
efficient.
dip real quick.
Bro, I'll see you when you get here. I'm teleporting to Atlanta.
Take the PJ.
It's going to take you 2 days. I'm already faded. Figure it out. Yeah, teleportation.
go.
Hey, can I answer that question?
Yeah.
I think mine would be if I could shrink anything and put it in my pocket.
You be like Ant-Man, kind of. You want to
Yeah,
get small,
shrink
make big
anything,
things.
yeah.
What's your power?
What are you gonna
your
shrink? What's the
power?
first thing you're gonna shrink besides your dick, dog? What's it gonna be?
That's crazy.
Shit, I shrink money. I go to the bank and shrink all the money.
Steal
Put
it.
it in my pocket. Yo.
And don't say it on a podcast. That's
Like I know, like everybody, dude, you would use all that stuff for bad. All
And
right,
you,
Cat.
you let me know when you're gonna do that. I'm there with you.
You're gonna support this fucking shit right here.
What I'm gonna do too, the power would have to be. I would absolutely know everything in the world. I'd know the combinations, everything we're
There
gonna
you
say.
go, yeah.
Shrink the
I've
money.
never heard that before.
A
Yeah,
bunch
that's a
of
good
criminals.
one right there.
It's
Yeah.
a bunch
All right.
of criminals at this
I know, for real.
I don't
So,
know this man.
Without laughing, this is a serious question. Point at your tickle spot. He's already giggling. He's giggling already. Where's it at? You already lost. You
I already lost. I mean, I don't know. Like, my abdomen, like
Okay, the
regular
abdomen
tickle-
spot.
my feet,
Time
like,
zone.
the bottom of my
You've
feet.
been laughing already, dog. So
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I like have a ticklish spot. You know what's crazy though that I do like, and it's the craziest shit ever. I don't know. Who knows if it's a kink or some shit. I love when people rub my eyebrows.
the eyebrows.
When people
I've never
start-
heard that before.
When people start rubbing my eyebrows, it's the greatest.
It's
feeling
not the
ever.
temples, right? The eyebrows.
Why the fuck would somebody rub
gonna-
their eyebrows?
I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna have to
Tell
ask
some
that.
whenever you got a chance,
Yeah.
man. You with somebody, say, hey man,
be like,
just
hey,
rub my eyebrows real
Hey,
quick.
cabrona, over here. Eyebrows.
Yeah, rub these eyebrows real quick. Rub these eyebrows.
All right. So before you use the name Krathel, was there any other rap names?
No.
R&B names, anything like that?
You were just
straight
you were
up?
just what? The Midnight Project. It was you and
Midnight Project was the band.
You were in that little
and
group?
it was honestly an acoustic band. And then we did that little EP with Andres that had like more like electric guitars and stuff on it too.
Yeah.
But no, I've legitimately been
Oh, shit.
Krathel
That's
since
fucking
I
dope.
first started like doing
No
my
gimmicks,
own
no
stuff.
nothing.
Yeah,
It's always been you. All right. Most embarrassing thing that happened to you on stage. I know you've been out there performing
Oh,
and
dude,
stuff.
honestly, I mean, which one? You tell me.
do you remember that time at Jerry's with that lady?
That wasn't
Uh-oh.
embarrassing.
That shit was
though.
embarrassing, bro. Because
All right.
I didn't know what was
I
going
think
on.
I'd be more embarrassed about like forgetting lyrics and stuff. Like maybe early on, I would be like, "Damn, like I fucked up," and like everybody knows. Now, like
Nobody
now-
really notices.
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody
Everybody's
knows.
drunk.
Like I grew out of that to the point where like now, like if I fuck up my lyrics and like
Oh,
you
well,
point me
move
out,
on.
like I'll probably flip you off. Like I don't care. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've been doing this so long that I'm super comfortable. I'm like, yeah, I forgot my lyrics. Like so what? I'm gonna kill this next bar. Fuck you. But no, yeah, there was this show 2021 at Jerry's Pizza. That's one of my favorite places to play, just because
Yeah,
like it's
Jerry's
just
Pizza's a
been
good
like
spot.
home since I
That's
was a kid.
Bakersfield.
Hell yeah.
But this lady came on stage after we did a song, and I guess she wasn't feeling how the crowd wasn't loud enough or something, or like excited or hyping us up or cheering. So she got on the microphone and started like cursing everybody out.
She got on the microphone.
Yeah, she got on the microphone.
Oh shit.
I'm sitting there with my blonde hair and little pigtail haircut thing that I had going on, talking about I need an adult, like what's going on. But she got on the microphone and like started screaming into it. I took the microphone away and then called for security very nonchalantly. And
Yeah.
then she came back on the stage and like I took the microphone and she got on the mic stand with no microphone and started screaming into it.
Screaming.
Oh wow.
So I was just like, all right.
Hey, what are you doing to these girl skis, dog, out there? You know.
That lady was a little on the older side, but I mean, I guess
little cougar and
there's
shit,
no
yeah.
age limit.
Hell yeah.
music knows no age limit.
Okay, speaking of females, man, this is a question that gets everybody into trouble. All right, I'm gonna ask you if you
I'm
can.
gonna lie.
If you can. If you tell me the truth, all right, I'm
the
gonna
love
take
of
you to
my
bunk
life.
court.
The love of my life.
You out there? We know you there.
Hey,
Whatever
love-
the answer or the
love
question
of
is,
my
the love
life.
of my life.
Turn it off. Love of my life. Turn it off right now. Okay. If you had a choice within any celebrity that you can date,
Angelina Jolie.
That's crazy.
Right away.
2007.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, okay,
pick a
so
year,
at
though.
what time? Hey, because she looked good throughout a lot. A lot of the time.
2007.
Now.
Hell yeah, she still
2007
look good
Jolie
now.
is
She still
crazy.
look good now.
That's like
Respectfully.
Miami Heat LeBron right there. That 07 Angelina Jolie.
She looked good.
That's
She looked
2000
good.
Shaq.
Hell yeah.
2000 Shaq,
All right, so
yeah.
you made it through that one. What's the most difficult song you've had to write?
Oh, Let Her to Dap. Let Her to Dap for sure.
Yeah, I can
that's
understand
an easy
that one
one.
and
I mean,
stuff.
like, I think I even say it in the beginning of the song. I think it was like 6 months after or something like that when I finally like sat in that driveway.
Wow.
And it really was like that. It was like one of those moments where I'm like, I'm just gonna go out there and do it. Grab my little interface, my MacBook, plugged into the aux in the car like I always did, and that's how I did it. Yeah, but that one was
That's the
definitely
one then, okay.
the hardest. I mean, and I didn't even like physically write it, but it was just the hardest in general. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go, man. If you had to pick only one song out of your whole catalog, we got a preview of it. There's a lot of songs out there. We got a preview of it. If you had one song to pick that you can show a new listener, somebody that hasn't heard your music before, and you want to say, hey, man, you want to listen to me? This is what I'm about right here. Bam. This is the song right here.
You want me to say it for you?
Yeah.
Bounce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
It's
Bounce would be the
not
one.
out
It's
yet.
not even out yet. Oh, how you going to leave everybody like that, dog?
No, if it came to my stuff that is released, if it came to the stuff that is released, I would say welcome.
Welcome.
Because I'm telling you my roots, who I am. I
Yeah.
am Mexican American. I'm proud of it. I am all about my culture and everything. So like I'm from Michoacan. I'm from Guadalajara. Like
There you go.
that's who I am.
Hey, big shout out to everybody out there.
Shout out, hey,
Yeah,
shout out
hell
to
yeah.
Jalisco and
For
Michoacan
real.
and all that
Everybody
shit.
out
Like,
there,
shout
yeah.
out. But no, I think welcome because that really tells you who I am. If it had to be based on like fun, I think songs like Alcoholic, Destination are dope. I think
Hey, I said one song, dog.
I'm just saying
We're
like
showing you everything.
Yeah, I know.
those are the ones that really like tell you like what
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
about and like if you care about shit like that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What motivates you to write music, man?
I can't live without it. I can't do anything else. Like if I'm not making music, I'm depressed.
What are you doing?
No. So like as long as I'm recording, making beats, helping other people, even if I'm writing songs for, because I've written a lot of songs for other artists and like
Oh, for other artists
absolutely,
too, then.
absolutely.
No way, man. All right,
I
didn't know
mean,
that.
and
Okay.
I guarantee you've heard some of them. But like it's just like that's just how passionate I am about what I do. I really care about the intricacies of like every aspect of this. So if I'm not doing something like that, I'm just not having a good time. But yeah, no, I do it because I have to, basically.
There you
I
go,
have
man. I
to.
like that. I
That's
like
what
that
makes me
answer
I
right
got a
there.
question. I got since you said that. So, is there a song that you wrote that you disliked,
That
which
I
you could have
dislike.
disliked?
You want to take back or something like that?
Oh,
shit.
it's crazy because like I could say all of them. Right? I could say all of them because I genuinely feel that if I were to sit down and like I see, maybe it's like looking at it through a different lens. I don't know, but if I could sit down and work on those songs again, I think I could do them better. I genuinely do love all the songs that I've written, though. I don't think there's a single song that I've written where I'm like, oh no, I hate that shit. Like, nah, there's not been a single
Yeah,
one.
some good stuff
Only
out
because like I keep working on it. Like what you hear is the final product, but what it took to get to that product, there's like 50 different versions, 50 different lyrics that change,
for
like
real.
a bunch of different things that are different. So I make sure that if I put something out, like I love what I put out. Like I'm my biggest fan.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff right there, dude. So over here at the Bakersfield Underground, The Bug, what we like to do is we like to share the spotlight with an up-and-coming artist. Cool. So, Krathel, give me a name of an up-and-coming artist that you're like, you know what? This person, he or she, is fucking tearing it up. Keep a lookout for
I'll
this
say it not DRNK related, like my people, because they
Yeah.
already know. Like I rock with them. Carson Hill.
Carson Hill.
Carson Hill.
Carson Hill, you better watch out.
Carson Hill is dope. I'll
He's
say
not
this: there's
not
not
a
I took a little hiatus for a while. I was also going through a lot of like life things, but Carson Hill brought me back out to the local scene. It brought me back out because I dipped from Bakersfield for a little while and I started doing shows. I did a bunch of stuff in the IE. A Sincere took me out to a couple Arizona shows with Noah James.
Arizona's a good spot over
and
there.
then
Yeah?
seeing what like Project Angel with Scene City was doing and what Carson Hill is doing, like these younger kids now in like their early 20s, doing it, that they just inspired me to kind of be like, you know what, maybe there is a music scene in Bakersfield, and like, you know, so I've invested a lot of time now into supporting them. I think Carson Hill is an extremely talented hip hop group here in Bakersfield that deserves more ears. They're really talented. They're young. Shout out
Rob. Shout out Jonga. Love you guys, bro.
They're dope. They're dope, and they're good people. They're good people.
Cool. I'm looking forward to listening to their stuff, man. What's next for you? What's next for Krathel, man? Time Zone. What's next for you guys, man? What can we expect? Hell yeah.
World.
Hell yeah, and everything in it, man.
Drunk Tape 3. We're in the process.
All right,
now.
The third one. All right.
It's the third one. It's the trilogy. It's the bookend. It's over. It's done. I'm sorry.
I cannot wait.
This is gonna be the best one. It's the biggest one. It's just different. It's different. And I think the quality is just gonna speak for itself. But we're working on the Drunk Tape 3.
That's gonna be a good project. I'm looking forward to listening to that, man.
We're in the process of the final mixes now and like getting the track list together. Should be out around June. We will be doing music videos for it. We'll be doing the rollout. We just did the little like barbecue photo shoot. That we did. And what we did is that we set up this like barbecue photo shoot thing, and my buddy David, he was shooting a bunch of photographs of everybody, and then we set up like this performance area, and we had a bunch of our instrumentals. I had a makeshift studio on the side, and I recorded live performances of a lot of our songs.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. So those are going
to slowly be coming out. So
that is dope.
I've released one. I think it was for the song Shawty Ka.
Yeah.
Our buddy K Moreno dropped a freestyle, but like you're going to see that all these different artists are dropping videos in the same backyard.
Oh, that's dope.
And it's all a part of like our rollout for this album that's about to come out, where I'm going to like the whole thing with the Drunk Tape series is me and Time Zone showcasing our ability to make basically any genre of music. Yeah. Any genre, like whatever you want to do. I mean, obviously there's no rock stuff on there, but like we can do that too. Like I have some credits in like rock music. But like the Drunk Tapes is just to show you the variety of like, it's hip hop, it's dance, it's pop, it's R&B, it's soulful, it's gritty. And the Drunk Tape 3 is going to be like the ultimate showcase of that. Then after that, I don't know what we're going to do with DRNK. It stands for Do Right, Not Knowing.
Ah, all right. Okay.
So it's drunk.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What people think is a negative connotation, but it's really do right, not knowing.
Right there. Hey, Elon, we just get drunk. That's it.
It's really do
get drunk. We just
do really not cool. You know?
But that's my vision for this trilogy, and then afterwards, I want to make art. It's just all about making art. It's not all going to be concept albums, and I'm going to really dive deep into the creative process.
So you're taking another step right there.
It's a matter of challenging myself and leveling up. Like I tell them all the time, I'm like, when I level up, I don't see myself leveling up again. I'm like, this is impossible. Like this is the best I'm going to be. Like I'm already like whatever. And then like suddenly I tap into like maybe I learned this new mixing thing or like this new mastering thing that just polishes the music even further. And it keeps happening over and over again. So it doesn't stop. So we keep leveling up. So that's kind of my goal for these albums. What motivates me is to just outdo what I did the last one.
Hell yeah.
Even if it's just like the amount of work that I put into it, if I outdo myself in that sense, like that's enough for me. And then if like the world ends up liking it, then that's kind of just extra.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking forward to listening to it and stuff. You got a lot of good stuff out there. And before we listen to the brand new track, Don't Be Dramatic, let everybody know where they can find you on social media right there on that camera right there.
Krathel, Krathel on every social media platform that exists, if I've made an account for it. But yeah, Krathel, Krathel, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Tidal, Amazon, all of that. What's up, Time Zone? How about you?
Sorry, man.
What's your handles?
Same thing, man. XTM.
Oh, he drunk.
ZNX.
Spell it slow, damn it.
It's a TMNT.
It's hard. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm getting
XTMZNX. Except Twitter. You can find me GD Wheaties at Twitter.
It's hard after a couple of modelos.
I'm telling you, bro. Fuck. I'm like, wait, where am I even at? Who am I?
Yeah, we finished that whole fucking, 24 pack?
Shit.
It's a little 18. It's
something.
Light.
So before we hit the brand new track, what can you tell us about this track? A little bit behind the scenes of Don't Be Dramatic.
So Don't Be Dramatic is going to be on the upcoming Drunk Tape 3. It's funny because we've been kind of teasing a lot of songs off the Drunk Tape 3, but I'm at the point where I'm like, this might be like a 20-track album. So I don't care how many I tease. Like, I just keep adding it. It's dope. I have so much music in the vault that I just want to throw it all out and just keep making new shit.
Hell yeah.
But this song is me and Time Zone. We're in our bag. We're trying something new. It's in the light of No Lie. So it's similar to No Lie. It's a dance type record.
Nice.
We're singing, we're rapping. There's a little beat switch. It's dope.
Hell yeah. And you're going to hear that track right now.